Most of us have totally been there. We spend literally years learning a new language, repeating flashcards until our eyes glaze over, studying all those endless grammar rules. But the second we actually need to speak out loud, we just freeze. Well, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're looking at a true language learning accelerator and how modern AI technology is completely changing the game. We're going to dive right into how you can finally move past that endless rote memorization and start having actual, meaningful conversations in the language you've been dreaming of speaking.
So let's just be brutally honest with ourselves for a second. Are you still afraid to speak another language? It is totally okay to nod along right now. It's a completely universal anxiety. I mean, you might know all the conjugation rules backward and forward, but when a native speaker looks at you and asks a simple question, your heart rate spikes, your palms get sweaty, and your mind just goes completely blank. It feels like you're suddenly standing on a stage with a massive spotlight on you.
The crazy thing is, you put in the hard work, you study the textbooks, you listen to all the audio lessons, and you absolutely ace the quizzes. But that bridge between knowing a word on a screen and naturally saying it out loud in a flowing conversation, it's just broken. It's the infamous speaking freeze. It's this invisible wall that almost every single language learner hits, simply because recognizing a word on a page is a fundamentally different brain function than pulling it out of thin air during a fast-paced chat. Which brings us to Section 1, Why Apps Fall Short. Now, don't get me wrong, traditional apps teach vocabulary brilliantly. They give you all the puzzle pieces, gamifying the memorization with points, little chimes, and matching games. And that part feels great, right? But the actual conversations, that is the really hard part. Traditional tools completely miss the messy, unpredictable, and spontaneous nature of a real human dialogue. Basically, they train you to pass a multiple choice test, but they don't give you a safe, dynamic space to practice actually putting those pieces together in real time. Section 2. Meet your AI partner.
Because here is the incredible thing. AI actually gives you both the vocabulary and the conversation. And perhaps the most beautiful part of this whole new reality is the 24/7 availability. Think about it. We get anxious speaking to native speakers because we're terrified of sounding silly or making a dumb grammatical mistake. But in AI, it literally does not judge. It doesn't get impatient, and it for sure won't roll its eyes if you take 10 whole seconds just to remember the word for bathroom. Whether it's 2 a.m. on your lunch break or 3 a.m. when you just can't sleep, your new practice partner is always ready and infinitely patient.
So how do we actually do this? Let's move to Section 3, 4 steps to practice.
Okay, so here is the high-level framework. These are 4 highly accessible, super low-friction steps. And trust me, you do not need a degree in computer science to set this up. You literally just need to know how to type or speak into your smartphone or laptop. It's all about designing an environment that works specifically for your own goals. So let's break these down so you can start using them immediately.
Step 1 begins simply by giving your AI a super clear directive. Just tell the AI which language you want to learn. You are just setting the baseline here and telling the system your overall goal. It can be as straightforward as typing, "I want to practice speaking Spanish," or "let's talk an intermediate Italian." It's just priming the engine, so to speak. Now, step 2 is arguably the absolutely crucial one. Ask it to act like a conversation partner. You see, you aren't asking it to be a boring grammar textbook or a translation dictionary. You're actively commanding it to step into a persona, ready to have a totally natural back and forth chat. By giving it that specific role, you fundamentally change the AI's behavior from just answering static questions to actually conversing with you, complete with natural follow-up questions. It's a total game changer. Which leads perfectly into step 3, practice real-life scenarios. Honestly, this is where you actually get to have fun. You can tell your AI, "Hey, let's pretend I'm ordering food at a cafe in Paris." And suddenly, boom, your AI takes on the role of the Parisian waiter. You get to practice ordering a croissant without the absolute terror of accidentally ordering 10 of them and panicking in front of a real person. Or maybe you want to practice navigating a busy train station in Tokyo, or just making small talk about the weather in Berlin. You're basically training your brain to react spontaneously, but it's completely risk-free. And finally, step 4. Ask for corrections and pronunciation help. This is the feedback loop that is going to rapidly accelerate your learning. You can easily tell the AI, "Hey, correct me if I make a mistake." Or after a nice little chat, just ask, "How could I have said that more naturally?" The AI acts like this amazing private tutor right in your pocket. It gently course corrects your delivery without an ounce of embarrassment, making sure you don't build any bad habits along the way. Section 4, real communication. Because at the end of the day, it all comes down to this core shift.
Actually communicating is so much greater than just memorizing words. By interacting with an AI partner, you finally actually break out of that awful flashcard trap. You are no longer just passively clicking buttons on a screen. You are actively synthesizing your knowledge. You're thinking on your feet, expressing your own unique thoughts, and building the exact muscle memory required for true fluency.
So, the only question left for us is this. Are you ready to stop just studying a language and actually start speaking it? I highly recommend you try this 4-step method today and just watch that crippling speaking anxiety melt away. It is time to unlock the vocabulary you already have stored up in that brain of yours. And hey, if you found this powerful, you're going to want to join us next time on The Explainer, when we use these exact same tools to create a personalized AI research assistant. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. See you then.